Hi, Capricorn. Welcome back to Moonveil Tarot. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know that feeling when your phone lights up and for just a split second you think, is it them? And then it's not. And you put it down and you go back to whatever you were doing. But that feeling doesn't fully leave. It just sits there quietly in the background. And what I'm about to tell you today is that feeling isn't random. Because on the other end of that silence, something is happening, something real, something that has everything to do with you and nothing to do with you at the same time. And I need to say this before we get into the cards. The person this reading is about, they're not indifferent. They're not unbothered. They're not just living their life completely fine without you. What they're actually doing is the opposite of that. They're sitting with something heavy, something they don't quite know how to carry. And every time they think about reaching out, something stops them. And today we're going to look at exactly what that something is and what's on the other side of it. So claim this reading, loves. Drop a comment right now and say, I claim this, because this energy is yours and the universe is paying attention. Okay, so here's the analogy I want you to hold the whole reading. Think about fire and ash. Because when something burns, really burns, it doesn't disappear. It becomes ash. And ash looks like nothing. It looks like it's over. It looks like whatever was there is gone. But here's what's true about ash. The heat stays. Sometimes for a really long time. You can press your hand close and feel it. And that's this person. On the outside, ash, quiet, still, like nothing's there, but press close enough and the heat is undeniable. And what I'm picking up for you today is that the ash is still very much warm. Okay, so I'm pulling this in 4 sections today. Section 1, what they're carrying right now. Section 2, the reaching out that keeps almost happening. Section 3, what's actually stopping them. And Section 4, where this is all going. Let's pull Section 1, what they're carrying right now. The 5 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the Moon. Together, okay, the 5 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the Moon for what they're carrying right now. And I want to walk through all 3 because together, this is one of the most honest combinations I've ever pulled for this kind of reading. 5 of Cups first. And you know what this card looks like? Someone standing over spilled cups, looking at what was lost, unable to look away from the mess they made. And in this position, for what they're carrying right now, the 5 of Cups is showing me genuine grief, not performed grief, not dramatic grief, the quiet kind, the kind that hits at random moments. When a song comes on, when they drive past somewhere, when they're in the middle of doing something completely unrelated and suddenly there it is. And the thing they're grieving, that's you. Or more specifically, what they had with you and what they know they damaged. And the 5 of Cups person doesn't move past that quickly. They stand there and they stand there for a long time. Then the 9 of Swords. And this is their 3 in the morning card. Because the 9 of Swords is the lying awake card, the mind won't stop card, the replaying every moment card. And what this is showing me about what they're carrying. The nights are loud for them, like genuinely loud. They go over it and over it and over it. What they should have said, what they shouldn't have done, how differently things could have gone. And the ash analogy fits perfectly here. Because during the day they can manage it, keep it contained, keep the appearance of being fine. But at night, when everything goes quiet, the heat from the ash is impossible to ignore. Then the moon. And the moon in this position is so layered because the moon is the hidden things card, the private world card, the what's really going on underneath the surface card. And what the moon is showing me about what they're carrying, There's a whole internal world happening that nobody around them fully sees. Like the version of this person that their friends see is not the version that exists at 3 a.m., the version that types and deletes, the version that pulls up your name and just looks at it. And the moon is confirming that what they feel is real. It's just buried under the ash, under the shame, under whatever it is that keeps stopping them from just saying the thing. Section 2, the reaching out that keeps almost happening. The Knight of Cups reversed, the Eight of Swords, and the Hermit. Together, the Knight of Cups reversed, the Eight of Swords, and the Hermit for the reaching out that keeps almost happening. And honestly, this combination broke my heart a little. Let me explain. Knight of Cups reversed first, and the Knight of Cups upright is the romantic messenger, the one who rides toward you with his heart out. Reversed, that energy is blocked, turned inward. And what this card in this position is showing me is that the impulse to reach out is absolutely there. Like the Knight of Cups energy is alive in this person. They feel it. They want to say something. They want to close the distance. But reversed, it keeps folding back on itself. Like someone who picks up the phone and then puts it back down, who starts typing and then deletes it, who almost crosses the room and then turns around. And that reversal, that constant almost, is one of the most exhausting places a person can live. And they've been living there for a while. Then the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is the trapped in your own mind card, the blindfold card. The walls aren't as real as they feel, but they feel very real card. And in this position, for the reaching out that keeps almost happening, the Eight of Swords is showing me exactly what stops them every single time. It's not circumstances, it's not logistics, it's the story they're telling themselves about how you'll respond, about whether they deserve to reach out, about whether they've lost the right to take up that space. And the Eight of Swords person builds a prison out of their own thoughts and then wonders why they can't move. And the saddest part about the Eight of Swords is that the door is right there. It was never locked. They just can't see it. Then the Hermit. And the Hermit in this position, for the almost reaching out, is showing me that this person has gone so far inward with this that nobody around them really knows the extent of it. Like they've been processing this alone in the quiet, with the lantern pointed directly at what happened between you. And what they see in that lantern light is not a pretty picture of themselves. And the Hermit can be a productive card. It can produce wisdom and clarity and growth. But it can also become a place where someone hides, where they convince themselves that staying in the cave is safer than coming out. And right now, this person is still in the cave, but the lantern keeps pointing toward you, and eventually, even the Hermit has to come down from the mountain. Section 3, what's actually stopping them? The Tower, the Five of Wands, the Devil, and the Judgment card reversed. Together, the Tower, the Five of Wands, the Devil, and Judgment reversed for what's actually stopping them. And this is the most revealing section of the whole reading. Let me walk through all four. The Tower first. And the Tower in this position, for what's stopping them, is shame, not guilt. Shame. And I want to be specific about that because they're different. Guilt is I did something bad. Shame is I am something bad. And what the Tower is showing me is that this person experienced a collapse. Something fell, something broke. And in the rubble of that, they built a story about themselves that makes reaching out feel impossible. Like, who am I to contact them after what happened? What right do I have? And the Tower shame is the heaviest kind because it doesn't just affect what you did, it affects who you believe you are. And until they deal with that, the reaching out keeps almost happening and then stopping. Then the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is the internal conflict card, the competing voices card, the I want to, but I also don't want to card. And what this is showing me is that every time they get close to reaching out, a whole argument starts inside them. Part of them says go, part of them says don't, part of them says you owe them this, part of them says you'll only make it worse. And the Five of Wands conflict is exhausting because none of the voices win. They just keep fighting. And while they're fighting, nothing happens. The phone goes back in the pocket. The message stays unsent. The almost stays almost. Then the Devil. And in this position, the Devil isn't obsession with you. The Devil is the obsession with the story they're trapped in. Like, they've been running the same loop for a while now. Same thoughts, same regrets, same what ifs. And the Devil is what keeps them in the loop instead of breaking out of it. It's the comfort of the familiar even when the familiar is painful. And breaking out of the Devil's loop requires doing something different, something vulnerable, something like actually reaching out instead of just almost reaching out. And the Devil keeps whispering, but what if it goes wrong? And so they stay in the loop, in the ash. Then Judgment reversed. And Judgment upright is the awakening card, the rise up card, the trumpet sounding card. Reversed, that awakening is being suppressed. Like someone who hears the trumpet but pulls the pillow over their head. And in this position, Judgment reversed is showing me that this person is very close to a reckoning, very close to the moment where they can't ignore what they need to do anymore, but they keep delaying it, keep finding reasons, keep almost. And what's significant about Judgment reversed is that it doesn't stay reversed forever. The trumpet doesn't stop sounding just because you cover your ears. And at some point, the sound gets loud enough that the pillow doesn't help anymore. Section 4, where this is all going. The Ace of Swords, the Star, the Two of Cups, and the World. Together? Okay, the Ace of Swords, the Star, the Two of Cups, and the World for where this is all going. And I need you to really receive these 4 cards. Because after everything we've looked at, this is where it lands. Ace of Swords first, and the Ace of Swords is the breakthrough card, the truth finally being said card, the cutting through all of it card. And in this position, for where this is going, the Ace of Swords is the moment that eventually comes where this person stops almost and actually does it, says the thing, sends the message, closes the distance. And the Ace of Swords doesn't do it gently. It doesn't ease in. It arrives sharp and clear and honest, like, here's what I've been carrying, here's what I should have said, here's what I'm saying now. And when that moment comes, it's going to cut through every single wall that's been built on both sides. Because the Ace of Swords doesn't leave room for anything but truth. Then the Star. And the Star, after all of that, after the 5 of Cups grief and the 9 of Swords nights and the 8 of Swords trap and the Devil loop and the Judgment reverse suppression, the Star is the exhale, the healing that becomes available when the truth finally comes out. And in this position, the Star is showing me what's on the other side of the almost. What becomes possible when the reaching out actually happens, and the Star doesn't half deliver. It brings hope, real hope, the quiet kind that settles into the chest and stays. And both of you get to feel that. Then the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups in this position, for where this is going, is the meeting, the actual turning toward each other, not one person reaching and the other one deciding what to do about it, but 2 people at the same time going, yes, this. And the Two of Cups doesn't happen without the Ace of Swords happening first. The truth has to come first. The honest conversation has to happen. And when it does, the Two of Cups is what follows. Two people who've been carrying something heavy, finally putting it down together and finding out that what's underneath it is still real. And then the World. The World card as the final destination of this whole story. And the World is completion. Full circle. Arriving at the place the whole journey was pointing toward. And the World at the end of this spread is the universe saying, this story isn't over. It was never over. The ash was always warm. The key was always real. And what's coming? After the almost stops and the reaching out actually happens, is the World card, which means everything. And claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say, I claim this, because the World card is yours. Okay, tea leaf cards, 6 of them, getting really specific. First tea leaf card, a phone unlocked and a name typed but not sent. A phone unlocked and a name typed but not sent. And this is the central image of this whole reading showing up in the tea leaves, confirming everything. They've been there multiple times, your name typed out, maybe even a whole message, and then gone, deleted, phone locked, put face down. And what this tea leaf card is telling me, the almost is real. It's not imagined. It's not you projecting. It's literally happening on the other end of the silence. And every time they get close, they feel it, the weight of it, the want of it. And then the shame catches up and they stop. Next tea leaf card, ash that's still warm underneath. Ash that's still warm underneath. And this is the analogy made visible in the tea leaves because from the outside, nothing, quiet, still, looks like it's over. But this tea leaf card is confirming what I said at the beginning. Press close enough and the heat is undeniable. And what they feel for you didn't go anywhere. It just went underground, under the shame, under the silence, under all the almosts. And ash that's still warm means the fire isn't dead, it's waiting. And fires that are waiting don't need much to come back. Next tea leaf card, someone standing at a door with their hand raised but not knocking. Someone standing at a door with their hand raised but not knocking. And this image is so specific, it's almost uncomfortable to look at because it's exactly what's happening. Hand raised, knuckles close, everything lined up to knock. And then they lower their hand, step back, walk away. And this tea leaf card is showing me that the almost isn't casual. It's not them being unbothered. It's someone who gets all the way to the door and then loses their nerve every time. And the door is still there. And their hand knows exactly where it is. Next tea leaf card, words written in the dark that nobody's read yet. Words written in the dark that nobody's read yet. And this image, I felt this one because there are things this person has wanted to say to you for a long time. Real things, honest things, things that have been composed and recomposed in the quiet, in journals maybe, in the notes app, in the half-awake thoughts at 3 a.m. And words written in the dark that nobody's read yet. Those words exist. They're real. They've been written. And what this tea leaf card is telling me is that the conversation that needs to happen between you has already been written on their end. It just hasn't been delivered yet. Next tea leaf card, a bridge with someone standing at one end, unable to take the first step. A bridge with someone standing at one end, unable to take the first step. And what I love about this image is what it confirms, the bridge exists. Like, There's a way across. The path is there. The distance is crossable. And this person is standing at one end of it, seeing the other side, knowing what's over there, and just not moving yet. And the word yet is doing a lot of work in this tea leaf card, because a bridge with someone standing at one end is not a story that ends with them standing there forever. It's a story about what finally gets them to take the first step. And the last tea leaf card, a fire restarting from the last of the embers, a fire restarting from the last of the embers. And your guides saved this image for last because it's the whole promise of this reading in one picture. The fire restarting, not a new fire, the same fire from the embers that never fully went out. And you know what it takes to restart a fire from embers? Not much, just the right conditions. Just enough oxygen, and the Ace of Swords is that oxygen. The truth finally said out loud, the almost finally becoming actually. And when that happens, the fire comes back, and it comes back warmer and realer and more honest than it was before. Because it survived the ash, and things that survive the ash don't burn the same way twice. They burn better. Okay, final messages from your guides. 6 cards. Your silence has been speaking louder than you know. Your silence has been speaking louder than you know, and your guides want this to be the first message. Because I think sometimes when we're waiting, when we're on the other end of someone else's almost, we feel invisible. Like our stillness is being read as indifference, like they have no idea what's happening on our side. And your guides are saying, that's not true. Your energy is loud. Your presence, even in your absence, is something they feel constantly. And the dignity you've carried through this, the way you haven't chased, the way you've held yourself together, that's not going unnoticed. Not by them, and not by the universe. Next, final card. You don't have to do anything. The Ace of Swords is coming for them. You don't have to do anything. The Ace of Swords is coming for them. And your guides are being so specific here because I think some of you might be wondering, should I reach out? Should I make it easier for them? Should I open the door? And your guides are saying no. The Ace of Swords is their card. The breakthrough is theirs to make because a breakthrough that you engineer for them doesn't land the same way as one they arrive at themselves. And what they need to say to you, it needs to come from them fully without you pulling it out. So hold your ground, hold your peace, and let the Ace of Swords do what it does. Next, final card. The shame they're carrying isn't yours to carry with them. The shame they're carrying isn't yours to carry with them. And your guides are saying this so directly because it needs to be said. Because sometimes when someone we care about is struggling, even when they're the one who caused the distance, we absorb some of that. We take on the weight of it. We wonder if we did something wrong. We replay our own part. We carry the heaviness of the silence like it belongs to us. And your guides are saying, put it down. That weight is theirs. The shame is theirs. The almost is theirs. And your only job right now is to keep being exactly who you are. Which, just so we're clear, is someone worth coming back to. Next, final card. What's coming is more honest than what was before. What's coming is more honest than what was before. And your guides are so specific here because when two people reconnect after something breaks, there's always a question of whether it's real this time, whether anything actually changed, or whether you're just picking up the same dynamic and calling it something new. And your guides are saying, What's coming is different. Because the ash happened, the tower fell, the Nine of Swords nights happened, and people who go through all of that and still find their way back to you, they come back different, more honest, more clear, more aware of what they almost lost and what they don't want to lose again. And that honesty, that's what makes the World card possible. Next, final card. Save this reading because you'll want to come back to it. Save this reading because you'll want to come back to it. And your guides want this moment documented. Save it, bookmark it, share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And come back when the hand finally knocks. Come back when the message actually gets sent. Come back when the Ace of Swords arrives and the words that were written in the dark finally reach you. Look back at this moment and understand this was the reading that saw it coming before it happened. And when you come back, drop a comment and tell us what happened. Because it's going to happen and we want to know. And the very last card, the fire never really went out. The fire never really went out. And your guides saved the most complete truth for last. Because this whole reading, the shame, the almost, the loop, the reverse judgment, the hand at the door, all of it could look like an ending, but it isn't. It was never an ending. It was ash. And ash and endings look the same from a distance, but they're completely different things. An ending is cold. This isn't cold. Press close enough and you can feel it, the heat, the want, the words written in the dark, the name typed and deleted. The fire never went out. And fires that never went out don't need permission to come back. They just need the right moment. And the right moment is closer than either of you thinks. Okay, so to wrap this whole thing up, and I want every word of this to land, they're too ashamed to face you. They almost reach out, and then they back out at the very last moment. And the cards showed us exactly why and exactly where it's going. The Five of Cups and the Nine of Swords and the Moon showed us what they're carrying: grief, sleepless nights, and a private world nobody around them fully sees. The Knight of Cups reversed and the Eight of Swords and the Hermit showed us the almost that keeps happening and what keeps stopping it. The Tower and the Five of Wands and the Devil and the Judgment reversed showed us what's actually in the way. And the Ace of Swords and the Star and the Two of Cups and the World showed us where this is going. Breakthrough, healing, two people turning toward each other, and the World card as the destination. And the ash that's still warm, the fire restarting from the embers, the hand at the door, the words written in the dark, all of it pointing to the same thing. This isn't over. It was never over. The fire never went out. Claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say, I claim this and I claim my World card. And the fire never went out. Because every word of that is true. Save this reading, share it with someone who needs to hear it today, and come back when the hand finally knocks, because it's going to knock. And we want to know, if this resonated, please give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps Moonveil Tarot reach more people who need these messages. Drop a comment and tell me what hit hardest. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a reading. Thank you so much for being here today. Take really good care of yourself. Hold your ground, hold your peace. And remember, the ash is still warm, and warm ash doesn't stay ash forever. This is Moonveil Tarot signing off. Bye, loves.